All right, so it's really good that you guys helped me out here, figuring out what my friend can do in those situations, right, when she was really shy. It's hard to know when you fall into a trap. As I said before, it's really hard to figure it out because it just sneaks up on you and you're not sure what's going to happen until you're already stuck. It's already too late sometimes. However, now we looked at this path and it looks like it's a one-way, but it's not. There are ways that you can turn around and come back. There are times when you can exit, you can get off the path. So what are your ideas about that? Help me out. What do you think what are some choices that people can make to exit that path before they go down too far?
Just stop.
Okay, that's an idea. People can maybe just stop what they're doing, and sometimes that works for some people. What else?
Maybe they can ask for help.
They can ask for help. That's a great idea too. And especially if you're young, we're talking about middle school here and maybe even high school, there are people who can help.
Stay away from people that are using drugs.
Okay.
Using drugs.
Okay. That's a little different, right, than stopping too and asking for help. That's just kind of choosing different kinds of situations or friends. Okay, those are really good ideas for how to exit the path before we go too far down, right? Like my friend, what other ideas did you guys come up with for her to do to relax instead of using drugs or instead of drinking alcohol? What were some ideas that she could have done?
Talk to someone.
Right, so she could have talked to somebody about being shy.
Taking a friend with
She could have,
party.
yep, she sure could have taken a friend with her. That's another idea. So you guys have thought of some great strategies on what to do when you're in these situations. So now we're going to try it a little bit differently. We're going to do a game in a little bit. We're going to do like a role play, okay? I'm going to ask you guys to volunteer in just a minute. What happens when you're in stressful situations and you drink something to make you feel better? What happens to the problem or the stressful situation?
It's only gone temporary.
Yeah, it doesn't go away forever. It might go away for a little bit, but it's still there, right? It's still there. So you can see that that's another reason why sometimes people might want to think of different reasons to not drink or use drugs. So let's think of some ideas now. I'd like 2 volunteers, if we can. Who can volunteer to come up and help me out with the role play?
Oh, me.
Okay, come on up.
I'll go.
All right, great. All right, thanks, Julie and Duncan. Come on up. And I'm going to give you guys like the roles, okay? I'll tell you what you're going to do. So I need one person to maybe try and get the other person to drink. And you know what? You could even use that little thing if you need a prop. How about that? Sometimes it's easier to have something in our hands.
I'll try to convince them.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Sure you will. All right, I jumped on that one. I like that. Okay, thanks for volunteering to do this. I really appreciate this. Now, here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to try to think of things that might help him want to drink, sort of convincing it. I want you, Duncan, to sort of think of some of those strategies. Remember we came up with some things that my friend could do and other things that maybe she might want to try. So you come up with some ideas, some strategies that are going to work for you just to avoid drinking in this situation. Okay, so let me get out of the way. All right.
Bye. See you later.
My
My first strategy.
Well, and you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Sometimes it works to kind of leave, but in this situation, I want to hear what you're going to say.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Duncan.
All right.
Hey, Duncan, how are you today?
I'm good.
Good. I
like
have this stuff that's it's pretty good. Why don't you take a drink?
No, thanks. No, thanks.
Come on.
No.
It'll get you loose and go out and dance. I saw you looking at that girl over there.
No, I'm fine. I'm relaxed and thanks a lot. I'm gonna go.
You sure?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, Duncan.
I really.
Well, if you change your mind, come back. I still have
I'm
some.
gonna go over and talk to AJ now.
Okay. Drink by myself.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Thank you, guys. You know, it's tough to come up. But I wanted to check back with you guys. How did that feel like? Julie, how did it feel like for you to pressure Duncan? What was that like? To get him to try to do something that he didn't want to do?
It was kind of hard because he shut me down.
Okay. What are some of the things that he said to you?
No, he was okay. You know, he didn't want to do it. And then I felt that he was trying to avoid me, you know, and he wanted to go talk to someone else.
Oh, okay. All right. So he was really trying to get away from you.
Trying to get away from me.
It's hard to talk to somebody when they're moving away from you, isn't it? Yeah. So Duncan, how did that feel for you to have her like keep at you?
Well,
Pressuring you.
I think in a real life, you know, and peer to peer, it'd probably been a lot harder. So I was trying to, you know, employ some of what we've learned. So, but it was, yeah, I thought she kind of let me. I did the resistance, and then I think I'll go see AJ and go talk to a friend. And I felt.
Okay. Yeah. How realistic did that feel for you in a party situation, or for all of you, to tell your one friend, I'm going to go talk to somebody else? What do you guys think about that?
Well, sometimes it's all of them, and then there's no one to go to.
Okay, so it could really work out well in that
AJ could have
situation.
AJ, let's say AJ and I were closer, and and he could be drinking, but I just wouldn't feel the pressure maybe from AJ that I would, you know, if everybody was drinking, maybe I really was reluctant to drink.
That's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up because it isn't always possible to avoid everybody who's not drinking. But what you said, I think it's really important, is that when somebody's not wanting me to or trying to make me do it, it's easier to hang out with friends. That could be very realistic, you guys. I really like that idea that maybe it's just because this person was forcing you, acting like she really wanted you to do it, and you kept having to come up with reasons, right? So one reason you came up with was, yeah, I think I want to go talk to AJ or something like that. Now I want you guys to help me out, brainstorm with me. What are some other things that Duncan could have said to Jewelry in that situation? What are some other ideas? Because that could work. I like that. But then she could follow you, right? And then she could go and try and pressure both of you or something, right? I know. It can get a little bit complicated. So what other things? Yes.
Just say, oh, I'll try it later, and never show up.
Okay. That's
But I'm pretty persistent. I would have gone back and later's here, Duncan.
Right. You guys are great, man. You're already coming back with some of those counter things, and that's exactly right. For some teens, it works out to say, yeah, I'll talk to you later about it, or I'll try it later, hit me up later. But then later could come up. You're going to have to then come up with something else. So it might put it off for a little bit, and that might be okay in that situation. You guys know best what works for you in those situations. I like the way you're thinking about it, though, how you can maybe push it into different time zones. What other things could Duncan have said? What do you think?
I couldn't say, yes, give it to me, but I'll put it in the trash. And not later that I'm drunk. Oh, yeah, give me another one, just to avoid
I can remember back in the day, I do remember getting a drink and just not kind of faking it.
Yeah, you can
I did it, that's why.
okay.
Still holding it and do this kind of thing. But
Great
not,
ideas.
Come on,
Here you
just
go.
one. I said, no, I'm driving. Oh, come on, only one. Okay, give it to me.
And
And
then
I
just-
just
yeah,
acting
yeah.
that I was drinking it, and then I was just pouring in the bowl.
Those
on
are
the table.
those are two really great separate ideas. So let me say those out again. So one idea is that you take it and then maybe you pretend to drink it. That's one. You can pretend or maybe not really be drinking it. And yours was just like take it and kind of dump it or something. So those are other ideas. You guys have come up with some great ideas, some great strategies on what to do when you're in these kinds of situations. And what do we want to do? We don't want to go down that path that's so sneaky, it creeps up on us. Now, I did want to mention something, how easy it is to get caught down this path. What we do know is for cigarettes, for example, nicotine is the thing that's in cigarettes it's the drug that's really, really addictive. So some teens will start smoking now and then, like that experimenting thing that we talked about before. Before they know it, their body is really feeling sick if they don't smoke. So then it becomes a problem. So that's an example how something can go from experimental to problem really quickly with cigarettes. Okay? All right, thanks for helping out. Okay, so